I, Claudia Plains and Camila Souza, coordinators of the research project, the Diaspora of the Xavantes of Marãiwatsédé, Colonization, Indigenous, Genocide in Modern Times, on behalf of the entire team of the project, would like to thank the HHRRC for the opportunity to present this pioneer project in order to investigate and document human rights violations against marginalized groups, such as the indigenous communities. Until the beginning of the 20th century, some indigenous societies managed to remain isolated in the western territory of Brazil. However, the acceleration of the socio-economic process characterized by the new political conjunctures from the military dictatorship 1964 to 1985 was the last straw to deeply impact the traditional societies of this region. The aim of this research is to document and investigate the process of violence suffered by the indigenous group Xavantes of Marãiwatsédé during the military dictatorship in Brazil that culminated in their forced relocation and genocide, by excavating, recording, and carefully examining a mass grave of the Xavantes Marãiwatsédé community located in São Marcos, Mato Grosso, Brazil. We intend to demonstrate the scale of the violence the state perpetrated against the indigenous population by the forensic archaeology and anthropology research. The research will be developed at the Laboratory of Archaeological Studies, LEA, of Federal University of São Paulo as a project of the Teaching and Research and Center of Forensic Archaeology and Anthropology.
The main objectives of the research are identify and analyze patterns of violence against the Xavantes Marãiwatsédé community, provide information and data about indigenous physical, social, cultural, and moral violence of the Brazilian state against the indigenous group, create ante-mortem and post-mortem digital databases, analyze the process of violence by the state to review possible similar patterns that may have occurred with other indigenous groups, and elaborate a final report that could be used by the Xavantes community when applying to international courts of human rights against the Brazilian state. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the outset of the project initially planned for 2020. Systematically and carefully controlled excavations and recording of the evidence in a forensic scenario in situ, as well as a direct contact with the indigenous community, are crucial to conduct the planned analysis. Therefore, it had to be postponed. The expected results of the research will enable to reconstruct and preserve indigenous history, culture, memory, and identity. It will also spark future investigations on indigenous physical, social, cultural, and moral violence committed by the Brazilian state against these indigenous groups during the period of the military dictatorship. The support from the HHRC for this research will improve the institutional infrastructure for forensic sciences at LEA, the laboratory at Unifesp, and thus will help to consolidate the academic contributions to human rights and Brazilian society in general. Thank you very much for your attention and enjoy our poster.